And hello again. We're back for another Richard III lantern. You're very patient going through all of this. You can imagine what it's like for me actually painting these things. Everything takes so long to dry, and what I'm showing you is taking an hour, a couple of hours for each coat of paint generally, and then they have to dry for 12 hours, so it's one colour a day. So very patient. Let's get on to the next colours. And we have got, let me see, first of all we're starting with gold today. Gold, or warm yellow as the paint is actually called. It's a lovely colour, this one. I use it so much. It makes a fabulous shadow for the sunshine yellow, as I was just showing you there on the scroll, and it's a beautiful colour in itself. Warm, rich, it really does bring a great deal to every painting. Richard doesn't have very much on there, so it's just to... Now look at the scroll, you can see it's a little bland on its own, just the sunshine yellow. The moment you get a little bit of shadow on, just a touch round the edge, and suddenly it becomes slightly three-dimensional. And if you put this warm gold on very, very thinly, it actually looks like sunshine yellow, so as I go around I can touch up any bits I've missed, which is useful. Okay. Not quite sure why I've got Anne in portrait mode here, but every so often it gets very awkward with the phone holder to move it around. Anne has got a lot of gold on her. She has a crown, whereas Richard doesn't, so obviously gold on the crown, and there's a great deal on her dress. When her stained glass window was made, gold was a sign of richness, as it is now, and gold was thus used a great deal in stained glass windows and paintings and so on, really to impress, to show that you, the person who'd commissioned the painting, had got enough money to actually ask for the richest colours to be used. Interesting, blue was another of these rich colours, but I'll go into that another time. Now Anne is going to have a gold skirt, and this will take a little bit of time to paint. The technique for dealing with a very large area of paint all in one colour like this is really to be patient and also to be as quick as you possibly can be. If I were to put that colour on in a block across and then just leave it, even really for just a few minutes, it would just dry that little bit, and that would be enough to leave a line that would be noticeable always afterwards, although admittedly it might not be noticeable to everyone else, but I would notice it and you would notice it as the painter. Now I'm going through the same business with Anne again, so I will turn the music up slightly and leave you to watch that peacefully on your own. A little bit of shade there. The book she's reading would have a gold cover to indicate her position in the world. And now back to the rich dress again. This is actually showing me at 8 times my normal speed, so I will be going quite quickly on this anyway. It's easy enough, a large area, but you need to get an awful lot of paint on your brush, and as I said, do it quickly. And that Oh no. Oh, of course, yes, I'm going on to paint. Now this, although you can't really see it, it's white, not the grey it looks. White is an opaque paint. The sun can't come through it, and so the light from my light box, which was showing up the gold so well, you really do need a light box when you are painting glass. Here we are, I've turned the light box off. And you can actually see that it's white. When the light in the light box was on and trying to shine through the glass paint, the white would just look grey. So when you are using it on a sun catcher and the sun is obviously going to shine through it, don't put too much on. You can see the problem. I've put it on because you can see those tiny little bits I've missed, and so the light shining through helps me. I can see any little bit I've missed, and this is why you have to have a light box if you want to paint glass successfully. When I first started and didn't realise I'd be doing it full time, I just used to put a white sheet of A4 paper down and paint over that, and that's good enough at the beginning, but it really doesn't help in the way that light shining through will do. You can see every little spot that you've missed. In the old days, they had a particular white which you will see in the old masters, and you'll marvel at the light that shines out of it, the warmth, the brilliance of the white. Well, that is because it was very, very poisonous. They used to make white out of, now I'm trying to remember, they made it out of lead, huge amounts of lead, and they put these into buckets mixed up with manure, I think it was, and then they would leave it in a darkened room. Oh yes, they would pee over it. There would be a lot of urine involved, as was the case with most of the old-fashioned paints. And then they'd leave the room hastily, lock the room up for about 3 or 4 months. And then, when they went in again, with masks, I would hope, they would take out the caskets of white to find that the lead had mixed with the manure and the urine to produce this wonderful white, which is unlike any white that has ever been produced otherwise. The white I'm using, the whites we have today, aren't a patch on that white, to the extent that despite the fact it would kill artists on a regular basis, plus anyone who kind of got too close to the painting and breathed in too much of it, that white was not banned until sometime in the last century, 20-something or other, and I mean 19-something or other, I think it was. Remarkable, but it was because artists would not do without it. And this white isn't as good. No white is as good as that one. But still, I'm alive, and that is probably the most important part of things. I don't use too much white, as I said. It is there really to highlight areas. I might use a tiny bit in someone's eye. I do a lot of cats and dogs, and the dog's eye in particular looks wonderful. Just a tiny little patch of light to indicate the real light glinting off the eye wakes the dog up immediately. But on Richard lanterns, obviously, there is a white rose of York, as I'm painting in here, and we have to have that. Here is the original painting as from Cardiff Castle, and here am I once again. So, I hope you've enjoyed watching that particular lantern, and I will see you soon with the next colour. Okay, see you soon. Bye bye.